All right, so let's review the NFL last week. Let's preview it a little bit for next week. So last week, yesterday I should say, like I said, I thought I was lying or I thought I was joking, but I was right that the Rams and the 49ers was going to be a good game, going to be barn burner. And how did we know? And I honestly, I was sitting there Thursday and I was going, man, these fucking teams fucking suck. This sucks for fantasy. Like I bet there's no fantasy. I bet nobody has anybody. I was trying to think, oh, fucking Todd Gurley's like the only guy on a fantasy team. And then I was like, oh shit, Sammy Watkins, Pierre Garcon, and then all of them. A lot of people went off. Robert Woods went off. Jaguars obliterated the Ravens. I kind of think this was orchestrated. I've heard that the Jaguars are London's team, and they've looked like that. The Ravens didn't come to play at all. But at the same time, I kind of felt like, oh, they did this for the London fans to make it feel like maybe the Jaguars are better than they fucking are, because the Jaguars are garbage, I feel like. Bills Broncos. I was really surprised with this. Bills defense has thoroughly surprised me. Thoroughly surprised me this year. Most amount of points they've given up is 16. That's the most all year. That's a pretty good amount. Broncos were amazing against the Cowboys. They played pretty good week one. But like I said, this is the Broncos for you. They're fucking amazing one week, and then they're so shitty the next. Like, it's the Broncos for you. That's what the Broncos have become. Like, and that's the thing about Broncos. The Broncos look like the best team in the league last week, and then they played Bills this week, and they look like fucking shit. Saints, I predicted Saints beating Panthers. I thought that would happen. Kelvin Benjamin, I think, kind of ruined the day for the Panthers. We're worried about that. No Greg Olsen, no him. Cam has no weapons. He threw 9 times for 100 yards to McCaffrey. Would not be surprised if McCaffrey is going to be their slot receiver before long, because he's not running the ball a lot and he's their best receiver. Bears, Steelers. Bears should have won this game easily. Marcus Cooper had a retarded ass play where he just didn't. He just decided he wasn't going to run in the end zone, and someone caught him, and they ended up getting a field goal out of it. Steelers came back in the second half, and then Tariq Cohen had a really long run, and then Jordan Howard was able to finish it off. Impressed with the Bears this year. I like what I've seen out of the Bears. The Bears have played the Falcons and the Steelers really well. Um, Falcons Lions. I was really impressed with the Lions. I thought the Lions did a good job being 2-0, but I thought this game would be a little much for them. I thought that they would lose it. And the way that Ryan came out the gates, he was firing. I think they were up like 10-0 to start the game. And then they're up 17-3. So they were really firing, and the Lions just stuck with it, came back. Lions honestly won this game. They drove down the whole complete field. They scored a fucking touchdown, and there was a fucking 10-second. So basically what happened was 8 seconds, Golden Tate catches the ball. They ruled a touchdown. So they ruled a touchdown. All right, we're reviewing it. Well, since they reviewed it and he wasn't, they've realized, okay, he was touchdown by contact. He's at the 1 or the half-yard line instead of the end zone. And then they said, okay, well, there's also going to be a 10-second runoff, because we reviewed the play or whatever. So make it that the Lions lost, and they're at a half-inch yard line. But this is the shitty part. The Lions were running up to the line as if they didn't score, and if all the refs had to do was call it no touchdown, put them down at the 1, and then the Lions would have had one more opportunity to make one more play to win the game. Or maybe they would have had 8 seconds to get to the ball and get it off. So I feel like the Lions honestly should be 3-0. I don't know what the spread was, but I kind of want to know. The spread was 3 for the Falcons, so this was perfect. The numbermen had to get it right, and they got it right. They made sure the Falcons won by 3. That was the big deal. So there you go. That's why that wasn't a touchdown. If you're trying to figure out why Golden Tate wasn't allowed to score, is because the spread was 3 and the Falcons were up by 4. So that's why that couldn't happen. And they were also very excited because there was no way that the Lions were going to kick a field goal because the Lions were down by 4. Let's see. Colts, Browns. Oh, shitty teams of the day. I'm really disappointed in the Browns, not just because I have Isaiah Crowell on some of my fantasy teams, and he's been really bad, but the fact that they don't even use him at the goal line. Like I've seen twice they do quarterback sneaks on the goal line. They don't even use Crowell. Like they should get rid of Crowell. Crowell fantasy owners, beware. He could potentially break out eventually. He could have a couple good weeks, and that's what I'm hoping for. That's why he's still on my team. I don't know why I'm still starting him, though. I thought he could have a good game against the Colts. He's projected at least 10 every week, and he never does shit. Like, Hugh Jackson absolutely hates him. And it didn't help that he was talking shit during the week to whoever. But, yeah, Colts won the game. Colts won it pretty handily. T.Y. was back. He had a huge game. Well, T.Y.'s been here, but he's had nobody to throw him to. This game I'm completely just throwed the fuck off by. Bucks just destroyed the Bears last week. Made the Bears look like one of the worst teams in the NFL. And then the Vikings make the Bucks look so bad. Like, the Vikings looked so bad last week, and now they look so much better. How 1 week of practice for Keenum does, Diggs goes off, Thielen goes off, Cook, that's the thing about it, though. They're going to run the ball a lot. He ran the ball 27 times, 97 yards. And then, Winston, the Tampa Bay just shot themselves in the foot. It was 28-3 before they knew it. And Winston threw 3 picks. It was just a tough day. And it was a game I really thought Bucks could win. Patriots, Texans, this was a damn good game. Honestly, I thought the Texans were going to get slaughtered. Deshaun Watson is something else. Like, I think his nickname should be Magic Man, just by like the way that he's always like running around. But like, he's also like not like your Michael Vick type. Oh, I'm trying to run. He chose to run to extend the play to throw it. I think that's a good nickname for him. I think his nickname should be Magic Man. And I think it was more about. I mean. It's fucking Tom Brady. Like, you can't fuck. Yeah, you don't fuck with Tom Brady. That's the issue here. It would have been anybody else but fucking Brady. Great game throughout. I'm thoroughly impressed with this game. Thoroughly impressed with the Texans after that really bad week 1. They've really impressed. They've really improved in the next 2 weeks. I think Deshaun Watson will actually have a good year. All y'all motherfuckers that have him as a backup quarterback on your fantasy team and you're waiting for the week to start him, you're gonna get to start him. Motherfuckers. Jets, Dolphins, Jets. I feel like the Jets were probably one of the worst teams in the league going into this year. And they honestly, they played really good yesterday. Their defense shut down Ajayi. He had 16 yards. And they had a couple big plays, and their defense played good, and that's what got them the win. They basically shut the Dolphins out. The Dolphins scored on the last fucking play of the game. They shut them out, though. Eagles, Giants, probably another one of those games of the day. There was a lot of good 1 o'clock games. Patriots, Texans was good. Eagles, Giants, Falcons, Lions, Steelers, Bears. Broncos, Bills wasn't bad either. It was close throughout. But Giants, Eagles, fucking Odell takes over in the second half, scores 2 huge TDs, pisses all over the Eagle fans. And then Eagles get pissed off. They go down 21 to The Giants scored 24 in the fourth quarter. They didn't score no points in the first 3. They scored 21 in the fourth, long pass to Shepard after the 2 TDs to Odell after they drove 1 down the field, and then they had a turnover, and so they had short field. Also, I will say Giants went for it on 4th down multiple times in the first half, which that's the reason they lost the game. They could have won the game 30-24, 27-24 if they would have just kicked the field goals in the first half, but they decided they needed to go for it. So that's going to be what's talked about why they lost. McAdoo is going to get tons of shit all week for it. But Eagles played a huge game. They shouldn't have won the game. Jake Elliott hit a 61-yard field goal. Eagles are very resilient. Carson Wentz is a very good talent. I don't know if he's going to be your next top quarterback, but he's a good talent. I like how he moves throughout the pocket. And then he's got a fucking awesome offensive line. Don't forget about that. That fucking offensive line is big as fuck. Peters and Kelsey. There's another one that was playing for the Packers. It's fucking big. But okay, so then on the afternoon game, Seahawks-Titans. This is a great fantasy game. Great for Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson saved me in one of my leagues. Thank you, Russell. Chris Carson only had 34 yards and 11 carries. Doug Baldwin, 10 catches, 105 yards. Huge game from Doug Baldwin. Suckup. Oh yeah, Suckup did his thing. Suckup had 3 field goals again. Suckup's one of the best kickers in the league right now. I remember I made a video and I was like, yeah, this kid will probably drop Suckup in a couple weeks. Suckup's the best kicker in the league right now. Don't at me. Really, really impressed with how the Seahawks played, though. Seahawks have played like shit all year, and they really were scoring some points in the second half. They really gave the Titans a run for their money. The Titans were up 30-14 and ended up only winning 33-27. The Seahawks are 1-2, but I do like what I see out of the Seahawks, and they're in a weak ass division. Their division is weak as fuck this year. They should definitely win easily. Bengals, Packers. Aaron Rodgers put the belt on and started whipping some Bengals ass in the second half. Like Rodgers, this is why Rodgers is the man. This is why he's the baddest man in the league, because this is what he does. He single-handedly beats these shitty-ass teams. Like, that's the thing. The Packers are not that great. The Packers are good. Don't get me wrong. They got weapons. They got Rodgers, da-da-da-da. But they are not heads better than, like, some of these other teams. And he's the difference, though. Like, this is why it's like, when back in the day when they're like, you have to have a starting quarterback to be anything in the league. This is what they're fucking talking about. Having someone like fucking Aaron Rodgers on your team is going to get you to the next fucking level. So, yeah, so they're down what? He throws a pick in the second half. I will say he's been hurting himself. He's been digging himself in holes before half, 2 weeks in a row now. That's tough. He was down 21-7 at half, was able to mount the comeback, get back in it. It's just what he does. Rodgers does it every week. Every fucking week. Not last week, I guess, but if he legitimately has a chance to make a comeback, he does it, Let's see here. And then Chiefs, Chargers, Kareem Hunt, shout out Christian Gouch. Another week of shouting him out. I was not high on him at all. He's been the best fantasy player in the league this year. Shout out Christian for seeing that. I didn't see it. Kansas City wins again. Hill has a good game. Smith has 2 TDs. Their defense plays good. It was more about Rivers' 3 picks. Rivers really fucking hurt himself throwing those 3 picks. They would have really been in this game if he wouldn't have done that. Really like Rivers as a quarterback. I know he had a terrible week. He kills you fantasy wise, but I love Philip Rivers. He knows how to throw to all his targets. He knows he plays with so much great emotion. I love watching him play. And then last night we had fucking cakewalk. Something that I was laughing my ass off when I said this, and I'm really glad I said this. So Kirk, K-I-R-K, Cousins, his real name, was playing like Kurt last night. Oh, Kurt came to play last night. He was this thing. If you allow Kirk Cousins to just basically play against air, in a sense, I guess he wasn't playing against air, but like where there's not a lot of resistance from the other team. You're up 17-0 before you know it. He picked apart the Raiders last night. 25 for 30, 365 yards. Now, yes, his running game was more of what it was. And, yeah, he's Mr. Checkdown, I'll tell you that. 6 catches, 150 yards to Chris Thompson and a TD. I liked what I saw out of that. It was more about Washington's defense, though, last night. Defense played really well. And the Raiders just couldn't get anything going at all. And to preview us for the next week, we got Bears-Packers on Thursday. I'm hoping I'm thinking that the Bears will be able to run the ball. I'm thinking Cohen. I'm thinking Howard will have some good games, but I'm thinking Packers will definitely win. I think Rodgers will fucking have a huge game. Start Rodgers. He always plays good on primetime games. He always plays really good against the Bears, too, I will say. Saints-Dolphins. Saints kind of dug themselves a hole. They went 0-2. I think Saints can win this week. Dolphins I wasn't impressed with last week. I think Dolphins will make a bounce back this week. I think this will be a high-scoring, good-ass fantasy game, Saints-Dolphins. Bills-Falcons. I'm going to take Falcons. Bills' defense will play good. They will create turnovers. They will keep them in the game, but Falcons win the game. Steelers-Ravens. Both these teams are going to want to bounce back after the way they played this last week. I'm definitely taking Steelers to win, though. I always take Steelers against the Ravens. They usually win. Big Ben just knows how to handle them Ravens, them 3-hour Ravens. Bengals and the Browns. I'm taking the Bengals for sure. The Bengals are going to be hungry as fuck after that loss. Browns just look like they're just like there. Like we're just happy to be here. Like, we're just happy to be in the NFL. Like, and it's sad because you look at their team every year and you're like, man, this team legitimately has some good talent on here. And then they just don't fucking pan out. Rams, Cowboys. I think Gurley will have a good game. I think Zeke will have a good game. I'm taking Cowboys to win the game. I think Rams will honestly score some points, though. I think Rams offense is gonna be an improvement this year. I like Jared Goff, honestly. I've always been high on Jared Goff. I was always a lot higher on Goff than I was Wentz, but I really think Goff will be a good quarterback eventually. But I'm taking Cowboys, Titans, Texans. I think Magic Man will have a good game. For the Texans, I think he'll keep him in it, but I think Titans definitely win this game. Lions, Vikings. I'm really excited about this game this week. I really love this game. This is two really good defenses. Lions have played really good defense. Vikings have played really good defense this year. Two quarterbacks that have proven themselves that they can get the job done. Keenum's coming off a huge week. Stafford's coming off a pretty good year thus far. Patriots, Panthers, I think is a no-brainer. I think Patriots win. Panthers is dealing with injuries with Olsen and with Benjamin. Benjamin will probably be out again. I don't see them beating the Patriots. Niners, Cardinals. I'm taking Cardinals. I just don't like the Niners this year yet. I'll take Cardinals. Eagles, Chargers. I'm going out on a limb and I'm saying Chargers. They're 0-3. They need a dub. I think the Chargers will win, but I think the Eagles are going to give them hell, and if not, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Eagles win. Giants, Bucks. I didn't like what I saw out of the Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to want to come back this next week and play good, get on the same page. But I think Giants are just the way the Giants got on the same page. I think they realized, all right, we can't fucking be this balanced team that we want to be. We're fucking air raid. We're going to throw the ball to Shepard, Marshall, and Odell every fucking play. So I think fantasy wise, Giants being 0-3 is really good fantasy wise because I think they're going to really air it out and really be crazy with the ball now. Really not give any fucks. I think they're going to beat the Bucks next week, get their first win. I'm not riding. I know the Giants are 0-3, but I'm not riding them off yet. We're not riding them off yet. Raiders, Broncos. I think the Raiders are going to bounce back next week against the Broncos and win. I don't like Marshawn Lynch in this matchup against the Broncos defense. I don't look at it to be a very good fantasy game for the players involved on both teams. I see it being a pretty defensive game with the Raiders coming out on top. Colts, Seahawks. I really wish that they would fucking put this game at 3 o'clock on Sunday. Right now it's scheduled at Sunday night. Sometimes they'll switch these games around where they'll put the Raiders-Broncos game at 7:30 instead of 3. They'll move the Colts-Seahawks game to 3. I'm really hoping they'll do that. I really don't want to sit around and watch Colts-Seahawks that night. Seahawks are going to destroy them. Raiders-Redskins. We got the Indians battle on Monday night. Really like this. I always have liked Native American type stuff. Got a little Native American in me, or I think everybody that's white says that. But anyways, Redskins, Chiefs, these are two teams that are good. I'm thinking that the Redskins are going to play the Chiefs well. Monday night games are usually always pretty good, but I'm going to take the Chiefs to win. Kareem Hunt, take me home, big boy.